God damn, there's 50 of you already in the house, baby. Let's go. I want every week to be acquisitions week. This is amazing, man. You guys are showing up, showing out. I'm excited, man. Today, forget what we did yesterday, man. That was getting your teeth kicked in, searching Zillow, calling, doing the Hub Zoo, Investor Lift. Whew, man, that was a workout. Today, we get to utilize what we've got in 2024. PPL, baby, paper lead. Going with property leads today. I'm excited, man. We've only done property leads once before. They gave me 30 leads. I got 13 connections, 3 signed contracts from that. Then we ended up making like something like 80,000 or something in assignment fees off of that. It was awesome. I'm excited to be able to do this again and prove to the naysayers out there that that wasn't just a one-time thing. I just got my leads. I just saw them. We got leads. New York, Georgia, Louisiana, Arizona, Wisconsin, Mississippi, New Mexico, Virginia, Illinois, Tennessee, Alabama, Maine, Colorado, Nevada, Michigan, and Indiana. And then some repeats in there as well. Reasons for selling all across the board: divorce, relocating, sell without a real estate agent, inheritance, foreclosure, emergency reasons, all of the different reasons that come across. So today, this is going to be exciting. How much is this cost per lead? It ranges because it's a bid system. But it's going to range somewhere between $55 to $65 is what we're paying for these leads. Okay. So I'm excited for today to give you guys an update on what happened yesterday. We are under contract on the East Tennessee. We've already submitted the deal over to our buyer. He is reviewing it now. We are going for an $18,000 assignment on that. So we gave ourselves a little bit of room to negotiate if we need to. And then the Hub Zoo is still under review. And I have not heard back from the Kansas City seller. I did pass on the Lubbock JV deal. I felt like, hey, 3 from yesterday should be good enough, right? So we've got the Hub Zoo, the Kansas City. I'm going to follow up with that one today, and then as well as the East Tennessee signed contract. All right, you guys ready? Some people said, I already saw calling it now, minimum of 10 signed contracts. 10 signed contracts for the week. I don't know about today. That's crazy. Max Garcia said just locked up a contract today. Lead came from property leads. There you go. Love it. Love it. Real quick update. I posted this in the comments so you guys can see us. If you have ever purchased the King Closers Blueprint, or if you purchased the King Closers Blueprint this week, we are going to be doing a special bonus training the first week of July. Okay, that first week of July, we're going to do a bonus training for anyone that's ever purchased this. Okay, where me and Cassie, we're probably going to spend, 3, 4. Knowing us, it's going to go longer. I'm saying somewhere between 2 to 3 hours. Okay, but we're going to go through the King Closers Blueprint. We're going to go through all the formulas. Right, we're going to talk about how to close, how to comp, how to dispo, all of that special training. So if you haven't purchased the King Closers Blueprint, you can do that. KingClosersFormula.com/KC Blueprint. It's super cheap. I think it's like $27 or something like that. But if you purchase that, you get the free bonus training in July. So we got 100 of you in the house, less than 5 minutes in. I'm fucking pumped. Let's go, baby. Let's close some deals. Let's get sellers on the phone.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Elizabeth, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on Waterbury Parkway. You had entered it on my website saying that you were looking to sell. So if you could give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. So I'm going to keep track of these because I really enjoyed that the first time we did this live with property leads. The difference here is the first time I did this, I was only going to dial once throughout. But this is acquisitions week. This is the real shit. So I'm not making that promise. See, we got to do what we got to do. Let's see. Wade, it is in, actually, that'd be freaking sweet if I sold you the property right now. Let me look that up. It is, I can't remember. Sparta, Tennessee. You can check it out. I've got a full-on inspection report on this. This price does not include my assignment fee on it, Wade, but we can work something out if you're interested. Next, Georgia. Ed, I'm using PropStream and Privy. Those are the two that I use. There's links for both of them in the description of the video. Property Leads probably has the most generous refund policy, to be honest with you.
Your name, number, and a brief message. I'll return your call as soon as possible. Thank you and have a great day.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on Sable Trace Trail. You had entered this on my website saying that you're interested in selling. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you.
This is Forrest Robert. Please send a message. I'll get back to you as soon as possible if I can, but I probably can. So give me a few minutes or a day or a year to call you back.
What a voicemail.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Forrest, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on May Street. You had entered this on my website saying that you're interested in selling. Don't take a year to call me back like your voicemail said, because I don't know if I'll be interested in a year. So give me a shout back, 817-710-8689. Thank you. Hey, is this the owner of Brookfield Turner Church Road?
Yeah.
Hey, this is RJ Bates. I saw you guys had filled out a form on my website about selling that property. You still looking to sell?
No, I don't think. We talked a little bit about it, man. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'll just keep it. I need to
Okay, so you're not interested in selling the property anymore.
No, sir.
Okay. All right, I'll take you off my list. Thank you. So that would be a refund right there. Because they're not even interested in selling.
Has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Can you hear that, Glenn?
Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Tammy, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on South Rector Lane. You had entered it on my website saying that you're interested in selling. Could give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. So the no answers they will give you refunds on, but you do need to call like several days. It's not like that one, you can't call one time. Calm down, Yusuf. We're only 11 minutes in. Jahan, I have a couple of New Yorks, but not Buffalo. I have one New York. It was the first one I called. Okay. Come on, baby. It's property leads, Patrick. Sam, as far as I know. I didn't get specifics.
Please leave your message for Gary.
Hey, Terry, this is RJ Bates. I was calling about your property there on North Parkway Street. You had entered it on my website saying that you're interested in selling. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you.
Please leave your message for 321297113.
Hey, JC, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on East 12th Street. You had entered this on my website saying that you're interested in selling. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you.
Please leave your message for 575-799.
Hey, Nikki, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on Colonial Parkway. You had entered this on my website saying that you're interested in selling. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. Yes. As long as you place the phone calls, that's what most people struggle with. There you go. 2, baby. Hi, is Julie there? Hey, Julie, this is RJ Bates. I was calling about your property there on Nobbs Hill Lane. You had entered that on my website saying you were looking to sell. You still looking to sell that property?
No, we just now started thinking about it.
Okay. I think you saw one of my ads and went on my website and gave me all your information. So are you still looking to sell it?
Yeah, like I said, we just now started talking about it.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm confused. I mean, do you want to talk to me about selling it, or where are you guys at in the process, I guess?
Like I said, we just met my family. My daughter and my grandson live here. My husband died a couple of years ago during COVID. And we've just now in the process of discussing it with each other since I'm 77 and it's a truck stairs is starting to get pretty hard and it's an acre going starting to get pretty hard. And my grandson has pancreatitis, so he has no business trying to help me take care of it. And so we've all been discussing that it's getting kind of hard to take care of, and maybe it'd be time for us to downsize and get something either one level or either spend the money and travel while the 3 of us can still travel. Or said we just now started discussing it, and we're not in health to like do one of those where you, what do you call it? Fix it. What do you call it? Where you,
Right, where you like fix it up.
make it all look beautiful.
Right.
You know, and I don't really want people trampling through my house and have to, you know, I've lived a long enough life that I know what it's like to have to show a house. Not that I've sold a lot of houses, but I don't like the process where you have to like, okay, load the cat and dog up and get out and put fresh cookies on the table and you know, it's a lot of work.
It is. It is.
You got to keep everything clean and put your pictures away and staging. That's the word I was looking for. You know, just a lot of work at 77 years old. And is it worth that split and profit with a realtor and paint and I don't know. It's just I don't know if it's worth that much money to spend $10,000 to fix it up and then give half of that to a realtor. I don't know.
Well, that's where we come in. You know, I'm a buyer. I'm not a realtor. You know, we don't need you to fix it up. We don't need you to make it look fancy or pretty at all. Quite the opposite, actually. I don't want you to do anything to it. I just want to buy it the way that it sits.
Right.
And
I've been watching on Zillow for a couple of years. You know, they keep climbing, and we had decided to sell one time before, 2008. We came out and had an appraiser appraise it, and it it went up to 225,000. And my husband and I went, okay, let's sell, you know. And what happened? September, it crashed and it went down to 125,000.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, well, we should have sold it 2 months ago. So, and I'm like, okay, is that going to happen again? You know. I mean, maybe I should sell it now while I'm watching it go up and up and up and up and up and up. I was teasing my daughter the other day, and I said, you know what Xylem's showing itself it's worth now? And she said, no. I said, $250,000. And I said, in 2008, it was worth 225,000, and a month later, it was worth 125,000. And I said, I don't want to go through that again. You know, we made that mistake one time before. We should have sold it, you know, then. And I said, I just don't want to go through that again. It looked how many years it took to go from 125,000 back up to $250,000.
Right. I will tell you, I mean, what happened in 2008 was one of the craziest times ever for real estate. So that was a pretty unique scenario. You know, I don't think if anything were to happen, it would be quite like that again.
Right. And we were lucky enough to have financed it when the interest was bottom. We were just happened to snap it up when it we're sitting at 3.3 or 3.4% interest, which that was just our luck. That was just pure luck.
Right.
That we financed it at that. And of course, if I had to turn around and buy something again, we're sitting at really high interest rates. So I don't know if I'll ever buy again at my age. I'll probably just like I said, right now I think we would probably just buy a nice motor home and let my grandson just drive us around and see the United States while he can still drive, since he's got probably has cancer. We don't know, but stage 3 or stage 4 pancreatitis.
Oh man.
And so while he can still drive and I can still see and didn't say, hey, you know, look, Arizona looks prettier, Colorado's prettier, Seattle's prettier, let's go to Texas where we're from. Or
Oh, you're from Texas? What part?
well, I was originally from West Texas, which I'd never ever go back there with his house. But my brother lives in Temple, and most of my kids graduated from Duncanville outside of Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, but of course it's gone Republican. I doubt I don't know if I'd ever live back in Texas, but I've never seen all of the United States. You always say we're going to travel, but and about the time we were fixing to, COVID hit. My husband died, you know.
I'm sorry to hear that, but
This little house was going to kill me at 77. You know, I reached out and got a cane today, got one of my husband's canes today because my back's hurting. And I'm like, I can't do this much longer. I can't. And I'm fixing to have to start paying somebody to mow. What's that? $80 every 2 weeks?
yeah, and you've got a big lot there, almost an acre, right?
Right, and I'm on Social Security only. I can't pay somebody $80 every 2 weeks to mow.
Right.
You know, I mean, things are starting to creep up on me. I can't do that. I mean, you said, I was telling my daughter yesterday, I said, you know, if we bought a 32-foot motorhome, which I think that's the biggest you could park in National Park. I was reading up on it. I said, you don't have an electric bill. So I said, there's your parking fees right there. I said, your food expenses are going to be the same no matter where you live. You live in a motorhome, you live here, whatever. I said, so that pays for a lot of your gas, you know, with no electric bill. I said, you know, I don't know. I said, but I know one thing. We can't take care of this house much longer. There's going to be repairs. There's going to be the lawn maintenance. You're going to have to repaint it again anytime soon, you know, gonna be hailstorms. You're gonna have to put a new roof on it. Insurance is fixing to go up with the hailstorms we had last year. Our roof didn't get damaged, but you know, a whole bunch of houses in this area got hail damage. So you know our insurance is fixing to go up the next time insurance goes up. So
Yeah.
and on Social Security, I can't afford house insurance to go up.
I feel you there. This is a very common conversation I have with people in your situation where it's like, hey, you know, it's becoming too expensive to own a property anymore. You know, property taxes, property insurance, the upkeep, everything. You know, I mean, it's crazy nowadays.
And if I rented, I mean, I know rent's gonna go up no matter where you go to in an apartment, but if I got in on one of those apartments that's based on your income, they can't hit me too hard. Because I'm on Social Security. They can't hit me too awfully hard.
Right.
You know, my grandson already gets disability.
So I want to verify something real quick because I'm trying to get information on the property size. It says that it's like 1,300 square feet, not including the basement. Is that correct? Oh, we got disconnected. Oh man, what happened? All right, I'm writing that down as a lead for sure. We'll come back to that one. Hey, is Josh there?
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, this is RJ Bates. I was calling about your property there on Avondale. Looks like you had filled out a form on my website about selling that property.
Yeah.
Awesome. How much you looking to get for it?
About 75.
75,000. Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about what you got going on there.
Nothing. It's just a little bit more than I can deal with. So need some repairs, but I'm not able to.
Okay. When you say it needs a little bit of repairs, what kind of repairs are we talking about?
It needs some foundation and subfloor repair and a new roof and then paint and whatever, paint and carpet and stuff.
Okay. Are you still living there at the property?
No.
Okay. So it's vacant right now?
Yep.
So it needs, when you say foundation, does it need like piers or is it just, does it need to be leveled or what's going on?
Still needed to be replaced. nice in some areas.
Okay. Have you gotten a quote on how much that's going to cost?
No.
Okay. And then you said just like cosmetics on the inside and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with 75,000?
That's just would it be a fair price? It's about half of what the value would be if it was in good shape. So
Okay. So you think if I completely fixed up, it would be somewhere around 150?
yeah.
That's what I'm looking at right now is to see.
Is the neighborhood for sure. And it is 2 living rooms, so it'd be easy to turn it into a 3rd bedroom. So a 3-bedroom, 2 bath. So it's got basically a 3-car detached garage. It's a huge garage. The garage is bigger than the house almost.
Gotcha. I see some because I mean you're 1,200 square feet, right?
Yeah.
I see one property on Ohio Street. They got up to like it got flipped and it sold for 130. I don't see anything that gets me up to 150. Let me see.
Yeah, the one on Ohio, it didn't have a single car attached garage. This has like a whole workshop in the back, you know?
Gotcha.
You could turn it into an apartment if you wanted to.
Hmm. I think I'm not gonna be able to get to 75 just based off of what I'm seeing here. I mean, okay. I mean, is it 75? That's a firm number with you. You don't have that is a firm number. Very good. Damn, we didn't even get into that. Well, I'm gonna call him back. 75K firm. 1,200 square feet. What's that gonna need? And foundation. It's probably gonna be a $45,000 rehab. $40,90. I need that at like 45, 40, which is what the other flip sold for. Now, 75K firm hung up on me. All right. About tired of getting hung up on. Chicago.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Mary, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on South Nordica Avenue. You had entered this on my website saying that you're looking to sell. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you.
Hello,
Hi, is Constance there?
this is she.
Hi, Constance. This is RJ Bates. I was calling about your property on Lakeview Drive. You had entered this on my website saying that you were looking to sell. You still looking to sell that property?
I'm gonna have to. My financial situation has changed drastically, and I'm needed. I can't close until the 1st of August
Okay.
because it's an FHA mortgage, and I don't want to pay anything extra that I have to. I'm kind of an old lady, and I have to try to conserve as much as I can.
Okay.
It's an out. Well, most of what needs to be done is cosmetic in the house. There probably would have to be some work done in the kitchen. Because I bought the house thinking that I could change whatever I wanted to change, and unfortunately I have a physical condition that's happened that keeps me from being able to do the work I usually do on my home. So just to be upfront and honest with you, it's going to probably take a little bit of work.
Okay.
But most of it, like I said, is cosmetic. Removing some wallpaper, border, and painting, that kind of stuff.
Right.
May need to replace some flooring. I don't know. But yeah, we're just, I have a grandson who couldn't behave himself and got removed from my home, and a large part of my income was his. So I'm losing a third of what I had, and that's my house payment.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear about all that.
That's all right. It's just life.
Yeah, it is. And unfortunately, this kind of stuff happens a lot. So I see here on my notes what you filled out here. You said you owe somewhere around 110,000, somewhere around there.
Yeah, just under that, I think.
Okay. Now, if you were to sell the property today or August 1st, do you have a place to go? What would be kind of your plans there?
Well, I'm got feelers out. I have 3 disabled people in my household. And Summer is not like a really big town.
Right.
So we do have some apartments that have just been built that are lower income, and unfortunately, the rents on them, even though they're handicap accessible, which would be beautiful for me, the rents are not too much less than what I'm paying. I mean, I save a lot of money in other ways by not having this house, but
Correct.
so that's what I'm trying to figure out. But I definitely can't stay here any longer than that. I mean, we could probably stay with my daughter for a week or two until I got into something. But when I tried to contact my mortgage company to see what help I could get through them, they wouldn't speak to me because I wasn't behind on my payments. And so I said, I need to talk to somebody because I need to know what my options are. And the lady said, well, then don't make your payment.
Huh. Wow.
And yeah. And so I said, what do you mean don't make? She said, you have to be 30 days late. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I have to talk to them. So I didn't make my payment, which tanked my credit rating 150 points. I just made the back payment. And I am trying to get them to lower my payment until I can get out of here. But that's a crapshoot. So, I finally talked to them and they don't really have any information for anybody.
Would you ever have the intentions of buying another property, or are you pretty much planning on renting from here on out?
Well, okay, so I don't really think it's going to be possible for me to do that, to come up with downs, and my payment could not be anything over like $500 a month.
Right.
Like I said, I've got 3 disabled. I'm on a very low ex-wife retirement, and my son has Social Security, and my daughter has, they both have SSI. So I don't think it's going to be possible for me to do that, especially not without my grandson's income. That really helped us get into this place, and we would have been just fine, but, you know, he was a snot and was hurting us. So, you know, elder abuse, you can't keep them in the house. So
Right.
anyway, that's like what it is right now. And you know, I'm 69. My daughter is 62. I adopted her. And my son is 45. And we're all, I mean, we've got 2 wheelchairs and a walker, pretty much. So what we'd have to have would be something accessible and easy to navigate. And I just don't know how I would find that anywhere.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to ask you one more kind of personal question, then I'll explain why I'm asking you all these questions. How much is your monthly payment?
My monthly payment's right around $950.
Okay. So the reason why I'm asking is because with you owing $110,000 roughly on the property, and the property needing a little bit of work to be fixed up and maximize the value, taking a look in the neighborhood, there's just not a lot of spread there for an investor to come in and fix it up. Like, you just don't have a ton of equity, right?
No.
No. So what? Go ahead.
I think the comp told me, because I get a comp on every month, told me it was like 150 something.
Right.
Or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So in this situation, and it's funny, I actually recorded a video today for my team. So I'm the owner of the company. I recorded a video for my team today about when you talk to sellers, what triggers this. And what I said is anytime we want to make this offer, what triggers it is 2 things. 1, low to no equity. That's what you have. 2, some sort of financial distress by the seller, which you also have. So you literally fit both criteria for this, meaning I can't really offer you cash for the property because I can't really do anything. So what I could do is I could buy the property from you subject to the existing mortgage. And what that means is the mortgage would not get paid off at closing. We would just make payments every month. We would take over that burden of making those payments.
So it's like an
It
assumption?
is, but it isn't. It's not an assumption.
Okay.
An assumption would essentially be that I would go to the mortgage company and I would tell them, and I would have to qualify for the mortgage, and then they would allow me to assume it if they do. This is different. This is the mortgage is going to stay in your name. It's not going to go into my name, but the property would go in my name. So and your protection there is inside of the subject to docs. If at any point in time I were to not make a payment on the property, then you have the right to take the property back. Now, I'll be honest with you, my intentions would be to come in, do some repairs to the property, and then to keep it as a rental property. And so essentially that would be what's paying that mortgage, because that's what we do for a living, right?
Right.
Does that sound like something that you would consider and be interested in?
Actually, it doesn't sound bad to me. I would like to talk with my daughter, and or maybe even have her talk with you.
Yes.
She's not available right now. She's been working like crazy, but I would like to speak with her and get her feelings on it. Because if I don't, she'll kill me.
Right.
Okay, so yeah.
But I'll tell you this. this is one of those things that also makes the timing of this a little bit more flexible for you. Because this isn't one of those things like we wouldn't have to wait till August. This could be one of those things where we could kind of go ahead, get the closing done, give you some time to find a new place. Or even if you needed more time, we could give that to you as well. But this would the benefit of doing this is that this is a lot easier to make the transaction go down because there's not a huge capital investment either way, right? It's essentially like, you know, if you're up to date on the mortgage right now, right?
Yeah.
So literally we could make the plan on, all right, July 1st, I make that payment. You don't have to make that payment. And we just move forward with getting you into a better spot.
Okay.
Funny enough, I'll give you some background. You can tell this to your daughter. This is when I found out about buying property sub 2, I actually thought for sure that this was illegal. I thought that this sounds like you're stealing properties. Like there's no way in the world. What I found out is this is a lot more common than what majority of people know. My first ever house that I bought, because I'm an entrepreneur, which means, you know, I want to write everything off on my taxes as possible. So I pay as little taxes as possible. I couldn't qualify for a mortgage. And so I learned about sub 2. And so my first ever house that I lived in, I bought sub 2. My partner, same thing, sub 2. We have a gentleman, my partner lives in a house right now that we bought the property sub 2. And it's funny, she's lived in that property like 7 years now. And she just talked to the seller and he was like, hey, I've got to move again. Can you help me find another rental property in this part of town? I got to move for my job. So it is kind of a relationship where we're going to, like, you're going to know us for a while, right? Because, you know, the mortgage is still going to be in your name, but the property itself would be in our name. So it is kind of, we want to make sure this is a good fit across the board because we're going to be in a little tiny marriage together. So.
Okay, well, I will, what was your first name again? I'm sorry.
My name is RJ Bates.
RJ Bates. I will, talk to her and call you back after I speak with her. It might be a day or two.
Okay.
And then we can go from there. She will probably want to call you.
Is it possible to schedule a time so then that way I know I'm available?
That's probably a really good time. I mean, a really good idea. Do you ever do like evening appointments?
That's what I was gonna say. Thursday evening. What about 6:30 p.m. Central? Would that work for you?
I'm pretty sure 6:30 on Thursday evening. I'm pretty sure it will. If it doesn't, I will call you.
Okay, so this is my office landline. So when you call in, someone else might answer. If so, you could just leave a message for me if I'm not available, or just ask for RJ.
Okay, I certainly will.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Look forward to talking to you and your daughter, and hopefully we can get this taken care of for you.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Constance. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That is so funny. Digital Autumn. Does Titanium University teach about sub 2s? So that video that I was just talking about recording for my team, it was actually for Titanium University. I did the exit strategy first video today, which I specifically talk about your exit strategy determines your acquisition strategy. So in this case, exit strategy number 1, flip, can't do that. There's not enough equity. Exit strategy number 2, rental. Okay, so our exit strategy is a rental. The acquisition strategy, cash, no, it's not going to work. Can't do seller finance because we're not going to convince her to do a wrap, right? So the only other option is a sub 2 offer. What triggers a sub 2 offer? Having a mortgage, low to no equity, financial distress. All of those are triggers for sub 2. That's how we got there. And that is her best solution right there to helping her out.
Please leave your message for 2058622.
Hey, Reggie, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on 31st Street. Looks like you fill out a form on my website saying that you're looking to sell that property. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. All right, so a couple of questions there on the sub 2 offer. Is rental exit triggered by rent activity in the area? So the rent rate on that was $1,500 to $1,600, and the mortgage payment, the PITI on that was $950. So it gives us about $550, $650 a month in rent. That's good for that area. The low equity, the profit there would be either we made the decision that we want to keep that in a portfolio, which we probably wouldn't because of the location, it being in Tennessee. If not, then we would assign that to an end buyer for a small assignment fee. There's not going to be real big income on that, but at least we can solve the seller's problem. Our VAs use batch dialer.
Hey, you reached out. I'm not hearing now.
Hey, this is RJ Bates. I was calling about your property there on North Searsport Road. Looked like you filled out a form on my website saying that you guys were looking to sell that property. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. All right, so that was the halfway mark as far as first dials. Connection rate's pretty low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 voicemails. One not interested in selling, no longer selling at all. One firm at a bad price hung up on me. One was a good lead, but we got disconnected. She didn't answer, and when we made the sub 2 offer. So 4 connects out of 15 dials so far.
Leave a message at the beep. Thank you.
Hey, Deborah, this is RJ Bates calling about your property on Aberdeen Circle. So you filled out a form on my website saying that you were looking to sell that property. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. I got the leads at 1:30. I don't know when they actually came in. I don't have that data.
Hello, this is Rafi. Just leave me a message and I'll call you back. Bye.
Hey, Rafi, this is RJ Bates. I was calling about your property there on Miles Boulevard. So you can fill out a form on my website saying that you're looking to sell that property. Could give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. No,
Call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone,
this is not
please record your
terrible.
message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Robin, this is RJ Bates calling about your property on Yellowknife Street. You had filled out a form on my website saying that you're interested in selling. Could give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. We should be closer to like 50%. That's what we were at last time, pretty close to that. We'll see. Got a long way to go. We're less than an hour in. Yes. There you go.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Sandra, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on Prairie Rose. You had filled out a form on my website saying that you were looking to sell that property. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're
What's
trying
up,
to
partner?
reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Susan, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on 28th Avenue. You had filled out a form on my website saying that you're looking to sell that property. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. That's a bad number. It's just a refund. I don't know. Let's see. Today's property leads, tomorrow's speed of lead, Friday's lead solo.
5, 4, 8, 4.
Let you guys make
Is
the
not
decision.
available.
Hey, Jennifer, this is RJ Bates calling about your property on Pentland Avenue. You had filled out a form on my website saying that you're looking to sell. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. Every time I've gone live with Speed Elite, I've gotten a contract.
Please leave your message for
Every time.
725285.
Hey, Jose, this is RJ Bates calling about 21st Street. You had filled out a form on my website saying that you're looking to sell that property. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Casey Townsend is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Casey, this is RJ Bates calling you about your property on Amther Avenue. You had entered this on my website saying that you're looking to sell. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. Come on, baby. Answer the phone. This is the one.
Your call has been forwarded to an
Not the
automatic
one.
voice
They're all set up. Tomorrow.
6899 available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Lance, this is RJ Bates calling about your property on Deer Range Road. You had entered this on my website saying that you're looking to sell. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. Like all the time. I'm getting in touch with them one way or another. We've done it both ways. I don't know how we're doing it tomorrow. Whichever way they want to.
Please leave your message for 303691.
Hey, Jeffrey, this is RJ Bates calling about your property on Quebec. You had entered this on my website saying that you're looking to sell that property. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. We won the bid. It's under review still. They have not sent me a contract to sign yet.
Your call cannot be.
Sorry, that was my fault.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Henry, this is RJ Bates calling about your property on North Intermediate Lake Road. You had entered this on my website saying that you're looking to sell. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you.
Hi, you've reached Kristen Powers, please, with a message at the tone. Thank you.
Hey, Kristen, this is RJ Bates calling about your property on Vaughn Dead River. Looks like you filled out a form on my website saying that you're looking to sell that property. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic.
Made an offer.
system. 6, 7,
Gonna talk to the
3.
Thursday.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Michael, this is RJ Bates calling about your property on Pine Valley Drive. Looks like you filled out a form on my website saying that you're looking to sell that property. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. I don't understand what you're showing me.
This is from people.
It says they can't talk right now.
It's like probably a response.
Sure.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Michael, this is RJ Bates calling about your property on East Park Avenue. Looks like you filled out a form on my website saying that you're looking to sell. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. All right. So we made it through our 30, and we got 4 answers. 1, 2, 3, 4. As
This one. We just ask them when a good time to talk is. Tell them why you're calling.
yeah, I mean, you just said, sorry, I can't talk right now. Just respond to them. Start again.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Know what I need to do? I need to call that guy back from yesterday in Kansas City and find out if he talked to his wife. So the leads came in today.
Fellas, Jeff.
Hey, this is RJ Bates. I was calling about your property there on Sable Trace Trail. Is that your property?
No, sir, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, 134 Sable Trace Trail.
No.
Okay, sorry about that.
Jeff Pointer.
All right, sorry about that. Bye bye. All right, so that one was a bad number. So that would be a refund. We're doing the evening tomorrow.
This is Forrest, Robert.
Or no, Thursday. Thursday is when we're doing the evening. We got disconnected.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Right when I went to ask her a question, the phone dropped and then it never like went to her voicemail. It's almost like her phone died or something. The one that was asking 75K hung up on me because I said I couldn't do 75K. Right now, I'm doing as many as I can in 7 days. Go out to 7 and 7 in 50 states. 7 deals in 7 days in 50 days in 50 states.
Please leave your message for Ears. Please leave your message.
Where's my buddy at from yesterday?
Please leave your message for
Really?
1.
Even that one went to voicemail. All right, here we go. Answering right here.
Hello,
Hi, is Gigi there?
this is her.
Hey, Gigi, this is RJ Bates. I was calling about your property there on Avon Street. How are you doing?
All right.
You had filled out a form saying you were looking to sell that property. You still looking to sell?
Probably.
Awesome. How much you looking to get for it?
Well, I've been told by an agent that
and listed for about 245. Something like that.
Okay.
And it's reasonable to ask for. Doable.
Gotcha. Well, tell me a little bit about what you got going on there.
That's 2 bedrooms and 1 bath, and it's got a carport. There is a back area where I put papers and a patio top, you know. The screen room original, you know, when it was built, it had a long screen room on the back, but that's been closed in. So it's like a den now with big windows in it. Some wood probably has a couple of years or so left on it, 2, 3 years, 3 or 4 maybe. I don't know, but I put backsplash and stuff like that on it. It's got tiles for the most part because the bedrooms have carpet and there's like the wood looking stuff in the main formal living room, and the rest is all tile. I replaced the tile in the bathroom. Did have a pedestal sink I put in a vanity with, you know, a nice sink on it and stuff like that. Right. Newer paint on it. Air conditioning's fine, which is like newer.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's about 1/4 of an acre, I guess, a little less maybe.
What's got you looking to sell?
Oh, just to go closer to town, maybe Winter Haven area versus Lakewell myself.
Gotcha.
Looks far out here for me.
So I see some conflicting information here about the square foot. Online, I see like 1,200 square feet. It looks like you put in that it was 1,500 square feet. Oh, it auto-populated. Okay, that makes sense.
I never even got that question.
Oh, weird. Okay, it must have just auto-populated then. So you said you talked to a realtor, and the realtor said that they would list it for 245.
Yeah,
How long ago was that?
not very long ago.
I feel like that's a pretty decent little price there for you. I don't think that I'm going to be anywhere close to that for a couple of different reasons. Mainly because it's a 2-bed, 1-bath. A lot of the properties that are going at that price point were like 3.2s, maybe a little bit more square footage. And also the other thing is I mean, I'm an investor, so you know, I'm looking for something that, you know, either needs to be fixed up, you know, there's some kind of distress factor or something like that. It doesn't sound like there's much there in regards to your needs or anything like that.
Well, I know this is an up and coming area. They just finished fixing not only 60, the overpass, but they widened 27 there. It's really fantastic, and there's a lot more businesses picking up now too.
Right.
You know, this is big time. It's like next up and coming area, I hear.
Yeah, unfortunately for us, I mean, we have to base it off of, you know, what's existing today as far as the data goes. And so that 245 range, in my opinion, is probably a little bit higher than what I would consider full market value. And I can't pay even full market value, you know.
Yeah, what would your offer?
I would be significantly lower. I mean, probably to the point where I don't even want to tell you because you're going to get mad at me. I'd rather just end the conversation where you think I'm a nice person.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's no offense to you or your
One of the cash now places like, oh gosh, I think it was 175 or something like that one time.
Yeah, I mean, we would definitely be starting with a 1 for sure.
Yeah, I think it's listing it better than the cash offer. guess.
I think for sure, just based off, I would say based off of what I'm seeing, and I analyze properties all day, every day. I would probably get a second look at it by a different realtor. It is common for a realtor to say they can get you this number and just to get your listing, and then kind of whittle that down and say, hey, the market's changed or whatever. Because I don't see any 2-1s that have sold for 245.
The house next door to me,
Mm-hmm.
this young guy, he bought this, and it's the exact same house. He bought it for $237. That house.
Right,
It's been there about a year, 2 years.
right.
And the only thing it has a small. It doesn't have that big bin enclosed room. It has this closed in. Artwork was closed in. He has sunroof clock, like a sunroof, whatever the thing for energy. That's about all. And the extra that you could really say that he has that this one doesn't is it's actually smaller, little bitty room built onto his back where the patio would have been. And I did put a patio back there with the 4-inch wooded stuff. And yeah, he has the the energy things up on his ceiling, and that's about it. He has the same exact house. He bought it for $237.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, taking a look at the area inside of a quarter mile, I've got 11 sold comps in the last year. And I don't see many properties going for that price or higher with your square footage and with your bed and bath count. So that's all I'm saying. My recommendation would just be, hey, talk to a couple of other realtors, but yeah, you're definitely going to get a lot more money by listing on the MLS.
Okay.
All right.
I will definitely, is this your number? If I change my mind, well, I may change my mind.
Yes.
I want to get out of this area, and I want to.
I mean, like I said, I don't know the firm number just because, we didn't get into too many details, and I don't really like to lowball people. I've got some pictures, I'm assuming, that were online for when you purchased it. Looks like your property's in pretty decent condition.
Need some grass.
Right. I mean, we're probably going to be pretty close to that number that you got offered by that other investor a while back. That's probably going to be where we would be coming in. But yeah, this is my office line. You can save this number.
Do you pay all the closing or whatever you're doing?
Yeah, there's no fees. The only thing that you would pay would be prorated taxes and any liens or mortgages or anything like that you owe on the property. But we cover all the closing costs. There's no realtor commission. So whatever that number is that we say to you, that's net to you minus whatever you owe on the property.
I think I owe like 128 or so.
128. So I mean, you've got quite a bit of equity in the property. I mean, it personally for me, if you were to list it for 245, I mean, I could do the math for you real quick. And say you were to get an offer for 245, you're going to be looking at like $17,000 in commissions and closing costs roughly. So, you would be walking away with 228 if that's the number that they can get for you, which personally, I don't agree with that number. So,
Okay. I appreciate that.
but I mean, you get 228, you owe 128. I mean, you've got $100,000 sitting there for you, I mean, unfortunately, you go with me, you get like not quite as nice of an RV. You get like half the RV. So you can still get a nice RV for that though.
Yeah. Popcorn, because I have two big dogs. Well, actually three, but one of them's on vacation right now. I'm with some friends, but I have big dogs.
Hold on, did you say your dog's on vacation?
Yeah. I have a timber wolf. And a friend of mine has about like 5 acres. I let him go and stay with them for a while sometimes and run, you know.
That's awesome.
They got a dog condo. If I get a dog condo back in the back, I ain't moving nowhere.
You want to adopt me so you can send me on vacation?
What's that?
I said, you want to adopt me so you can send me on vacation?
I know. I would say to adopt me so I can just stay there. They have a big, beautiful place. And then I have the Timberwolf and I have a golden doodle and a paradoodle.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're big bloody. But they have taken all the grass and turned it to sand on a nice big path around the house. So it's like a big rainbow shape
Right.
from one side to the other.
So you sell the property. What are you going to do? You haven't decided you're going to get an RV and go travel, or what are you looking to do?
But yeah, because I can work from home. You know, I can work from anywhere. So I would probably part time. I'd go to like parks or something like the moose lodges and stuff like that.
Right.
And have that kind of thing, and then you know, be friends with property, stuff like that. Events, because I love and motorcycle and you know, go to events and stuff like that with my RV.
When are you looking to sell the property?
Maybe within like 90 days or so. I was thinking about. I did it. I'm not in a big hurry because I'm, you know, looking at with the numbers like that and all that closing costs. You have to have all that stuff up front.
No, it comes out of the proceeds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to have any money to sell the property, really.
Well, that's good.
Right? That helps you a little bit. I really wish I could find a way to make it work for you. Let me see if I can look up another way.
Where are you at?
I'm in Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
A lot of people are even, this is becoming new area. This area is going to blow up. But it looks and feels and seems like, you know, because people would buy here because it is not congested. Not yet, anyway.
Right.
That's why they're doing all the condos and stacking them on top of each other. So much in Winter Haven and all those other areas, Davenport, oh my God. You know, still close over here. See the chain of lakes, and it is on the lake, pretty much. Just down the road a little bit. Bass Lake, Crooked Bass Lake, which is one of the best bass fishing, some of the best bass fishing on.
See, like there's a property on Fleetwood that's 2 streets over from you. It's for sale for $285, and it's 2,400 square feet. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. I just don't know how a realtor's saying no. It's a home.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a home.
There's some trailers and modulars and some double stack trailers down the road. Like they have different sections, and I'm in the house over home.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that person that told you 245 is crazy. I mean,
Yeah, I figured it would be a little bit less than that. Going by what the neighbor paid for his just recently. I did look to see about that same amount that he paid at least. You know, he paid $237.
I mean, I'm just looking at what's for sale right now in your area. So that would be like your competition.
Mhm.
I mean,
One just sold across the bay down the corner.
I'm just looking right there, you know, Wales, Avon, East End, Fleetwood, Benton, McDonald, and then across the way, across 27, you know, there's homes right there. I mean, there's a brand new home. I mean, I think this thing is, it literally, I think just got built. Let me see here. Looks like it's a new home. No, this is a flip. They completely remodeled this. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,400 square feet for $265. I mean, it is brand new. Everything in it's new.
Pretty much mine is too. All the, the new appliances and stuff. They were all new when I moved in.
Right. I mean, I'm saying it's like it ain't even been used. Yeah, I think, I'm probably seeing the value is probably in the low twos. If it were, for me, if I came in and I made it for, spick and span fresh, I don't think I'm the best solution for you, because I think that you could list it and get that. I mean, yeah, you're going to have the closing costs and stuff, but you have to go through the showing process and the inspections. And now you would have to have money to cover anything that needs to be fixed for the inspection results. That would be another difference. Because we buy it as is, owner occupant's going to come in.
How long in between the last inspection? Because I did pay for the inspection when I bought it.
Oh, every buyer's going to want to get an inspection.
Oh.
Yeah, your inspection report doesn't count.
Buyers doing, right? But if I just had one like 3 years ago, wouldn't that pretty good, like this probably still hold up, right?
I mean, they'll find something for you. Every inspector comes in and covers their rear. They're going to find something for you to fix up, no matter what. Because they're just covering their tails. Even if it's like, hey, fix this little electrical outlet, this needs to be upgraded, GFCI, all that stuff.
All the electrical was backwards.
Yeah.
They have to fix them.
So, you've got my number. I'm probably not going to be the highest option for you, but I would probably be more convenient than what you got to go through with that other mess, but you're going to make more money. So what it comes down to is what's important, money or convenience.
How long would it take the whole process?
With me?
Mm-hmm.
Probably 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
But most of that time we're not bothering you. Yeah. Well, let me say it a different way. We close on your timeline of when you want to close. So if you need more time, we can give you that. But if you want to move super fast, that's how long it's going to take.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give it a long thought and I'll save the number. What was your name again?
My name is RJ Bates.
Okay. It came through as titanium or something. I don't know what it came through.
Yeah, that's my company name, Titanium Investments. So yeah, if you call into this number, it's the office line. Just feel free to ask for me, okay?
Okay, will do.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What a sweetheart with the full retail there. I mean, honestly, that's a tough position for her. I actually feel bad for her because she talked to a realtor and the realtor told her her property is worth a lot more than it actually is worth. But how does she know that what I'm telling her is the truth and what that person told her is not? I mean, it sucks, sucks for her. What's my favorite workout day? Not gonna lie, really love arms and chest. It's like the easiest day for me. I like to answer beard day.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Nancy, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on North Street. You had filled out a form on my website saying that you're looking to sell. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. Hi, it's Karen there.
This is she.
Hey, Karen, this is RJ Bates. I was calling about your property there on Allred Court. You still looking to sell that property?
Well, I'm thinking about it.
Okay. Yeah, you just fill out a form on my website. That's where I got your information. You said you're thinking about it. What's gonna move the needle there?
I'm not gonna.
You might know.
Yeah.
What's that?
I've been here for 25 years. I'm really kind of happy with it. I'm having some medical issues, some financial issues, everything. So I'm just checking to see if I can get out and not walk out empty-handed.
Okay. Well, how much would you need for that to be the case?
You know, if I could walk out with 50,000, I'd be happy.
Okay. And how much do you owe on it? 200?
200. Mm-hmm.
So you need 250 total.
Yes.
Okay. Does the property need any work done to it?
Well, probably needs an update. I've been here for 25 years, so I probably it needs an update on the kitchen and the bathroom.
Gotcha.
I put new windows in last summer in most of the house. Not all of it, but most of it. Put like $30,000 worth of new windows in.
Oh man. All right. So we got, let me see here. Looks like you had a couple of neighbors that sold for 250.
And there's one that just sold for 320.
320 on Allred Court there.
Yeah.
So that one was it was about 700 square feet larger than your property. So that hurts us a little bit on using that one. Because price per square foot wise, if we were to use that, it sold for $122 a square foot. So if we use that exact same number and then multiplied it by years, and it's putting us at 240. I mean, you have a couple other ones that sold for like 260, but really, I mean that 250. So what did you do? Did you refinance it? Is that how you ended up with owing the 200 there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you really need the 50 to even make for it to make sense, right?
I do. I
Yeah.
really do.
Let me see here. How much is your monthly payment on that 200? 1200? Because I mean, even if I were to try to do like a sub 2 route with you, which you don't know what that means probably, but essentially that would be where like we take over the payments and then we give you the 50,000. The 50,000 is such a high entry point. It almost doesn't make sense to go that route. So really the only option would just be buying it cash for 250. But I feel like that's pretty close to full market. If it needs work, and I mean, even if it didn't need work, I mean, we're not in the business of buying properties for full market value. So really don't see much there on what we could do to make this work for you. I really think if 250 is the number you're needing, probably the best route would be to list it. But even with listing, you know, yeah, because then you got commissions and everything else that comes along with that. You're still not going to get your 50. So I think where you sit today, I don't see a route for you getting 50,000 walk away cash for the property.
Okay.
I think it would probably be more for someone like us, probably more in like $10,000 to $15,000 range. Just being honest with you,
Yeah.
and that would be if you would be open to sub 2, and like you said, that just doesn't make sense for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I wish I had better news for you.
I don't know what I'm gonna do just yet. I've got to make some decisions.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there barely see right now, so.
Well, I'm sorry, Karen. Well, you've got my number. If anything changes, if you want to revisit the conversation, if something changes, feel free to reach out. But wish I could be a solution for you, but it doesn't look like we're too good of a fit for you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. How many connections I put us at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 connections. We've got 1 lead that hung up, disconnected, whatever. And then we've got the sub 2 offer that we're following up, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but the sub 2 offer, I scheduled that for Thursday at 6:30 p.m. when I'm going to be live with Aaron Bevins. So you guys will see the follow-up conversation with the daughter there on that sub 2 offer. All right. Check this out. Bam.
Hello?
Hey, is this Kelly?
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly, this is RJ Bates. I was calling about your property there on North First Street. You had filled out a form on my website saying you're looking to sell. You still looking to sell that property? Really? Bro. Why do I keep getting hung up on? She sounded sweet. Now it's making me wonder if I'm having phone issues.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. Kelly Mayhouse is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, Kelly, this is RJ Bates. I was calling about your property down First Street. Looked like we got disconnected. If you want to call me back, 817-710-8689. Thank you.
Hello,
Hi, it's Kelly there.
Mrs. C.
Hey, Kelly, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on Anthony Road. Looked like you had filled out a form on my website saying you're looking to sell that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, I am.
Awesome. How much you looking to get for it?
Well, we had it listed early last year, and we had it listed at $300,000. But of course, I'm willing to negotiate for that.
Okay. How come it didn't sell?
According to my realtor, when I put it on last year, it was during the like a big slump. She said.
Uh-huh.
We had some people come out and look at it and everything, but just no takers.
Gotcha.
And then we had some family issues come up and all, and I took it off, and I just hadn't relisted. We're talking about it now, and then something, y'all's website popped up on Facebook, and I said, well, let me just, contact y'all and just see.
Gotcha. All right. Well, looks like you're kind of out there in the country a little bit, huh?
We are, yes, sir. About 6 miles out of town.
Okay. What's the condition of the property like?
Excellent. Just had it remodeled 2 years ago. Added on a master bathroom to the bedroom. Walk-in closets, all brand new tile and carpet throughout the house. Granite countertops throughout. Redid the kitchen. It's a 4-bed, 2.5-bath house. Got a living room and a den in it. Dining room, breakfast room. Roof's less than 10 years old. It's got a central heat and air unit and a mini split in the master bed and bathroom. Propane, hot water heater in the house, and then also on the new addition, it's got a tankless propane hot water heater. And it's got 52 solar panels outside on an array in the pasture that connects to the house. It's on city water and well water.
And those solar panels, that's not a lease or anything, right?
No, sir. No, it's owned outright.
Okay. What's got you looking to sell?
We actually found a place in town.
Okay.
Just want to move a little closer, and I just moved my mother-in-law in with me, and we got 2 little boys, and the other place is a little bit bigger. So, just looking to upgrade a little bit.
I gotcha. So you already moved into the new place?
No, sir, we haven't yet.
Gotcha.
We've made an offer on it, but just waiting to hear back. But no, we have not moved.
I'm just looking through the photos of the listing from last year.
Okay.
It still looks pretty much like that.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, nothing has changed.
And it's a 4-bed, 3-bath.
Yes, sir. 4 bed, 3 bath.
Man, I wish there was something with as much land as you that had sold recently. Everything else doesn't have as much land as you.
I got you. Yes, sir. Yeah, a lot around me that's selling right now is lake property, and of course that's acre lots or half acres or stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, when you listed it, how did you guys come up with the price of $300,000?
So we had the realtor had an appraiser come out and appraised everything.
Gotcha. And that's the price that the appraiser came up with.
It was a little bit higher than that, but I mean, you know, we dropped it down just trying to, because then she said it was kind of rough times. We dropped it down just trying to sell it.
Yeah. Because how long have you owned it?
Sir,
How long have you owned it?
we've been there 7 years.
Let's see. So yeah, so what, you started trying to sell this back in 2022, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, that's my concern is like, I just don't know how many people are wanting to spend, you know, that $300,000 to live out there.
I got you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a reason why it's, I mean, I hear what your realtor's saying, that there was, you know, that November and December of 22. Yeah, that was rough. The interest rates, you know, hurt a lot of people, but then we had an uptick, you know, after that, where, you know, the market kind of rebounded a little bit. And even if that's the case, I mean, you still would have.
After a while of being on, we had some family issues come up, and
Right.
we couldn't move. You know, at that time, some medical issues had come up with my mother-in-law, which is why now she's moved in with us. But so I wasn't able to sell, but everything's kind of eased off right now. So
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you said you're negotiable. I mean, what are you thinking there? Because I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be. I mean, basically, what I feel like the market's told us is no one's willing to pay 300. You know what I'm saying?
yes, okay, yes, sir, I understand.
So if I were to come in, it sounds like you've also done a lot to the house, right?
Yes, sir. We have.
So from an investor standpoint, it's like, well, what can I do with it? You know, if you've already done a lot of work, and then it's at a price point where a lot of people have said, I don't think the property is worth that because no one's willing to pay it. It just, I guess it depends on you. Like, what's your motivation on this? Is it like, hey, I want to get out from underneath this so I can buy my new house, or you don't care because you could still buy the other house? I mean,
Well, no, I'm kind of wanting to sell it to use it as down payment, you know, towards the new house, that kind of thing.
right.
And I know I didn't understand why they didn't sell any. Like I said, the appraiser come in, I think at 325, something like that, maybe 324. I don't remember exactly. So we knocked it. We pushed it down to 310, and then I dropped it to 3. And but it's got 3 pastures on it, a pond, a barn. It's got 3 outside sheds. It's got 2 car sheds sitting right against the porch. Got 2 brand new porches on it, front and back. Right at 3,000 square feet total. But I'm not sure, you know.
Well, unfortunately, I've had to tell myself this before when I go to, because I have to sell a lot of properties myself, right? So I might be the only person that tells you this, but the real appraisal is when offers come in. That's how much someone's willing to pay for it. And an appraiser just going out and saying, hey, the property's worth $320,000 doesn't mean anything until someone's willing to give you $320,000. You know what I'm saying? I got a property in Forney, Texas right now that it should have gone a long time ago, and it ain't selling, and there ain't nothing wrong with it, and it's right there at the price of every other property that's sold. And you know, it's frustrating for me. I mean, to be honest with you, this is kind of a unique property. You're kind of out there a little bit. I mean, you said you want to use this money for a down payment on the other property. How much real, like, cash in pocket, how much money do you need from this property to make that go down?
To be honest, I'd like to stay somewhere around, I'm just shooting off the hip, somewhere around 270.
270.
Yes, sir, 275, something like that.
yeah, I don't think that's going to work for me, because if the market's saying no to 300, it's already in good shape. I mean, if I bought it 275, what am I going to do with it?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Do you still have a mortgage on this?
Yes, sir. About 47,000.
Oh, it's a little baby one. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, not much.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I got to pay it off and then put the rest towards, down payment. So
Right. Man, that's it's tough, because you go back on the market, even at, say you listed it at 275. I mean, you're going to be walking away with, somewhere in the range of like 250, 255, somewhere in that range. I mean, you're still walking with 200 cash. I mean, it's just, think about it from this perspective. If it was listed for 300 and someone were to be willing to pay 275, don't you think they would have offered you 275?
you're probably right. Yes, sir.
This is where, I mean, I will say it's been a year, at least on Zillow. It says it's been a year since it was listed. So,
Yes, sir.
that's quite a bit of a time. Coming up.
Got to put it back out there or anything. We just found this other house last week, and so I thought I'd try.
Yeah. I think obviously you're always going to make a lot more money by listing the property. My only concern would be that, if you come back on the market at 275, it's just not strong enough of a discount. Trying to look and see what else is listed around the area. I mean, you got a mansion on 20 acres for $595 that's around you.
Yes, sir.
You got some 164 acres for 900,000. I mean, there's not much property wise around you. I mean, cash offer perspective, I mean, definitely not gonna. I mean, we would probably be in the high ones, low twos, best case scenario.
Okay.
You're gonna make a lot more money on the MLS if it sells, right? I mean, you're holding an appraisal at 320, so it feels ridiculous that you shouldn't be able to get, but it's just, there has to be a buyer out there that's looking for what you've got.
That's right. Yes, sir.
So realistically, man, I would say get it back out there on the MLS. And if worst case scenario, you've got my phone number. And if you need to, move it fast and get something like that, you can call us back and say, hey, I need to get the best number I can cash wise. But if you're just trying to maximize it and get close to that 200 in your pocket, then that probably needs to be on the MLS with a realtor.
Okay.
All right.
I do appreciate it, sir.
All right. Appreciate it, Kelly.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, we got people answer the phone.
My phone right now. Leave me a message and I'll get back with you as soon as possible.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, Justin, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on Columbia Road. Looks like you had filled out a form on my website saying that you were interested in selling that property. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. pretty close. And a little bit of motivation, but definitely not enough to get to where we needed them. Dude, I swear I know this seller. Swear I talked to him in the 50.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Not gonna lie, I'm happy that seller did not answer. I remember the name. I understand it could be the wrong name, but it's close enough.
Call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Mike, this is RJ Bates calling about your property on Pilgrim Road. If you could give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. This chat's unruly today.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 3606011 not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Richard, this is RJ Bates calling about your property there on Caprock Drive. You had entered this on my website saying that you were looking to sell. If you could, give me a call back at 817-710-8689. Thank you. The live chat today looks like everyone's therapy session about their different experiences with PPL providers. They are unruly over there. For sure, Cassie.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Hi, you've reached Kristen Powers. Please leave a message.
You know what I think is funny about the conversation about which PPL is better, which one should you use, do they work, do they not work? I've never actually come out and said, like, you should use Lead Zolo, you should use Property Leads, you should use Speed of Lead. I've just used them and shown you the results and then said, well, yeah, if you want that result, you should definitely use that provider. It's funny. Look what I made. I made my little fidget toy back. It's like 50 all over again.
Please leave your message for 3036913.
All right. What happened to our lady? I'm gonna call her back. Julie. Julie? Julie? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hey, Julie, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, this is RJ, the gentleman you were talking to about your property there on Nobbs Hill.
Yeah. We got disconnected somewhere or another.
Okay. I didn't know if you hung up on me or if we actually just got disconnected.
Yeah, I think we just got disconnected.
Okay. So when we were talking, I was just about to ask you a question. Let me pull this information back up.
Yeah, I saw we got disconnected. You're in Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you at?
I'm in Fort Worth, Texas, over by Eagle Mountain Lake. That's why when you were saying Duncanville and all that, I was like, I was going to tell you, I'm right here. That's my neck of the woods.
Yeah, like I said, my kids went to school at Duncanville, and I worked for Albertsons when I was there, and so I opened up a whole bunch of stores all over the Dallas area. So when Albertsons was great big back then.
Right.
Yeah. So and we lived in Dallas a couple of times before, when we were younger and first got married, and lived all over Texas and Corpus and stuff. So then we moved back to Dallas, and I loved that area. I really did. It's pretty. I still have a couple of my very best friends live in the Dallas area that I talk to almost every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we talked 2 or 3 times about moving back to that area when my husband was alive, and my son's buried in Duncanville, and we talked all the time about moving back, and he kept saying, I don't know, it's getting so Spanish and so Republican, and it's so hot. Virginia's got trees. So we never did move back. And then about the time we thought about, selling the house and traveling, COVID hit, shut everything down. And then then he died. And so I just kind of stayed here, thinking, well, I'm not ever going to find anything with this kind of house payment and this kind of interest. So we just kind of settled down here. So, but then, like I told you, then you start thinking about the stairs and the 1 acre of land, and you start thinking, oh no, maybe we better sell it while the prices are high. And I wish the interest would come down though. I just don't understand the government thinking that raising interest rates is helping. I'm just not economic. I didn't take economics but 1 year, and I never did understand like, let's raise the interest rates and that'll help. Why does that help? I don't understand.
I don't try to understand those things either. I just live with the consequences that are bestowed upon us.
And I get an oil check, my royalty check.
Uh-huh.
Tiny little oil well. And we're in Texas, and I get this little tiny royalty check. And it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And I'm like, okay, now, come on now. The price of gas go up, and now my royalty check's getting smaller. And then I'm like, okay, when, the government's going to release oil reserves, but that's not going to help me. That's not going to pump more off.
Right.
So, I get these letters saying, let us buy your oil reserves, and so I'm trying. That's another decision I've been trying to make. Like, okay, should I go ahead and sell it while it's worth nothing? So, like, I've got all these decisions to make now that I'm getting really old. Should I sell a house now while it's supposed to be, supposedly worth quite a bit compared to what it was years ago? And should I sell my little oil shares while it's worth nothing?
Right. Well, real quick, I do have a question because I wanted to make sure I had the correct information. The basement, that is like 624 square feet. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's really a really beautiful den with a fireplace, and it's got a laundry room off the side with a quarter bath, just a commode and a sink. It's in the what you call the basement. It's really a beautiful, beautiful den that's brick, and it's got a brick door that looks out over the quarter of an acre,
And then the upstairs is 1,300 square feet.
Yeah, the upstairs part with the living room and the kitchen, and then you go on another layer where the 3 bedrooms are.
Gotcha.
Yeah, people are always amazed when they come in because most tri-levels aren't built like this. Most tri-levels, when you go down, the tri-levels I've ever been in, and there's a lot of tri-levels in Virginia. No, it's not very many in Texas. But when you go in the ones in Virginia, the tri-levels, when you go downstairs, they're really kind of yucky. They're kind of, you go in them and they're kind of spooky when you go in the downstairs.
Right.
And I never liked them. And so when this one went up for sale, I kind of went, no, I don't want to look at a tri-level. I've been in them before and I never liked them. And the realtor said, oh, this one's really beautiful. It's got hardwood floors and beautiful staircase, and it's really open. And she said, go look at it. And it's really cheap because the lady that was there killed herself. I went, oh, well, that's great. And she said, well, that's the reason that the guys got it for real cheap, because everybody is in a small town and everybody knew her. So nobody wants to buy it. And you're not from here, so you didn't know her. I said, oh, okay. So we went and looked at it. And as soon as I walked in, I saw all these beautiful hardwood floors that had just been refinished and beautiful wide staircase. And when you walked down into the den, it had about 6 foot wide staircase that walked down into the den that was all hardwood. And the den was all open with this great big fireplace. And I thought, oh, this is totally different than all the tri-levels I've ever been in that were all, when you walk down to the den, it was always closed off little tiny rooms that make you feel claustrophobic. And she said this lady had just got through refinishing the hardwood floors herself and all the stuff, and then that her husband had a restaurant. He never came home, and she was always, real depressed, and so she killed herself. And so she said, but nobody said this town only had 20,000 people. Everybody in the town knew her, and nobody in this town buys this house. And the guy keeps going down, down, down the price. And so I said, well, so we bought it for $125,000. So I said, okay. So I walked around with sage and a Bible, and I opened all the windows, and I said, Patsy, I'm going to take really, really, really good care of your house. If you want to haunt somebody, go haunt your husband and not me. And the weirdest thing was, he asked if we'd take the little board where you measure your kids'
Right.
and if he could have it. So we took it off the wall, and my husband put another one up, and I gave it to the realtor. Well, I bumped into her about a year later at a sale, and she said, Sheila, you'll never believe what happened. I said, what? She said, I carried that board around for months and months and months in my car. And one day I went in the restaurant that he owned, and I had it in my hand. And I walked in, and he said he turned white as snow. And she said, what's wrong? Don't you want this? And he said, yeah, I do. And she said, well, what's wrong? And he went over and sat down because he owns this restaurant. And he said, do you know what day it is? It's just the day my wife killed herself 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever it was. Isn't that spooky?
That is crazy.
Yeah. But, this house has never bothered me. And like I said, I told Patsy I'd take really good care of her house, and she's never bothered me. So, that was almost 20 years ago now. So,
Right.
But, like I said, the downstairs den is, like really low. Matter of fact, the one tornado we've had here that hit the street, that's where I went, was down there in that little den, which you would almost be below ground, only it's really not below ground. And I hid behind a big love seat with kids, and the tornado hit about 50 feet from this house and went down the street and tore a bunch of big trees down, and then went up and went to the downtown area and tore it all the hell. So it missed my house.
Right.
So, but it's really pretty. The staircases, when people walk in, their immediate thing is, oh, your house is so homey, and it's all natural wood, and your staircase is so beautiful. Oh, your house is so homey. And I went, I'm so tired of people saying that. I want it to be open as well. It is open, but I want it to be modern and stuff, and not homey.
I love it.
But, the hardwood's what people, I think, when they see the hardwood floors, the hardwood staircase, I think that makes people feel homey, don't you think?
I think so. I think it's just the style of the house, I don't think that house is supposed to be modern looking, maybe updated and, freshen it up a little bit. But I think it's also just style of the house.
One of those people that don't hang up all those signs that say, welcome, and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. The only thing I have that's kind of like that is I have a real rope that came from Texas, real lasso rope that has blue bonnets on it. It's on my door in a circle, welcome like that.
Right.
But it's probably from the 1920s, real circle lasso rope. Real rope from cowboys, because my grandfather was a real cowboy from the Slaughter Ranch in Texas.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I asked somebody one day, I said, can you make me a wreath? And he came back with a real rope. I thought, where did you get that? Well, it's my grandfather's.
That's awesome.
I was like, wow. So I changed the flowers on it 2 or 3 times to keep them fresh. And that's the only kind of crazy thing. You know, I think people overdo and hang up stuff too much to look like that. You know, to me,
Right.
all it does is collect stuff that you have to do.
There you go.
But the only thing, if I was going to stay here for another 20 years, I would probably, you know, put all new windows in it and probably put a metal roof. You know, if I was going to change my roof, I'd probably go to metal. You know, windows and metal roof. Probably the only 2 things I would change.
Right.
And I don't know about solar. That's a debate my husband and I used to have all the time, whether solar's really worth it. I don't know. I think it's what about
I would interrupt her if I can figure out what I wanted to offer on this thing.
Batteries would need replaced and new
Gotta
solar panels would need
deal
replaced.
analyzed for the rest of the
We
day.
had that discussion all the time. We would do that. They did put our electric wires underground this year. They're trying to do that in all of Virginia now. Put all the wires underground.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's because the trees knock them down all the time, every time the wind blows. Since we have trees, y'all don't have that many trees. And West Texas, I don't know about. I'm in Dallas area, they do. But
Yeah, we got trees. Come on now.
I know, but the trees, the roots here in Virginia are so shallow, they just fall over.
Right.
The wind just goes 20 miles an hour, the trees fall over. So,
Yeah.
They've decided to put nearly all of them underground now. So they did our street this last 2 years, and so the last big storm we had, I just knew the power's going to go out, and I just held my breath. And no, it didn't. And my brother called me last week when the tornado hit Temple.
Uh-huh.
Got his house. You know.
Yeah.
Big 100-year-old oak tree to his garage.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, and she was a doctor at Scott and White, so his house was close to Scott and White. And I Googled where that tornado track went, and I knew as soon as I saw it hit the mall close to Scott and White, I knew it had to have got his house. And I couldn't get him to answer his phone for about 3 days, and finally he goes, well, got my garage and got my tree and no power, you know. So,
Man.
he said, well, I'll get a new roof, you know. So I've been telling him for years to buy a whole house generator, and he never had. You know, I'm like, come on now, you got the money. You were a retired doctor. You got the money.
Right.
Yeah.
You remind me of my mom. You sound just like her when she talks.
Really?
Yeah. You said you were in Duncanville. When were you in Duncanville?
My kids graduated at 84 and 85, something like that, 84, 85.
My mom lived in South Grand Prairie, probably in the 60s and 70s.
Really?
Yeah.
The year we got married in 63, and we left West Texas and went, we're going to Dallas. And we lasted about 2 years and then went back to West Texas, you know.
Right.
And then we like, okay, we're going to try Odessa for a couple of years, and that was awful. Then we moved to Corpus for a few years, 5 or 6 years, and then Harry's Hot Rod, I don't even know if you were old enough to remember Harry's Hot Rod, offered my husband a job, and he worked at Harry's Hot Rod for a long time. That's when I went to work there out.
No, I don't remember that one. So let me ask you real quick on the property. This whole time I've been trying to look up information on it. So first of all, I know that you're still trying to decide if you want to sell, right?
Yeah.
What I'm really struggling with is,
Do y'all have to make some outlook, or y'all just go by the taxes and Zallo, or what do y'all do?
yeah, so it's my decision, right? And so I need to have a conversation with you, get as much information to then decide what we could offer on the property. And then at that point in time, if you were to say yes and sign a contract, then we come out we want the property, do our inspection and say, okay, we're good to move forward, or no, we found all these things and this is the price that we need to be, and then we would close. So that's kind of our process. It's very similar to how like Open Door does their purchases. That's where kind of the idea came from. Same process they do. Now that being said, square footage is kind of my biggest concern on this. It says that the house is 1,300 square feet, but I don't think that's including the basement. I mean, it sounds like it's more like 2,000 square feet. Is that right?
But he used to say it was more, because he said the laundry room never did count. I never did understand that, because he said it wasn't finished, even though it's part of the house, inside the house. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because he said that if you walked around the outside of the house and measured it, the square footage would be more. He and I used to discuss that all the time when he'd say, it's really bigger than what they say. And
But that-
why?
But if you include the basement, though, it's closer to 2,000 square feet, right?
He used to say 14 something,
Including the basement.
including the laundry room, yeah. Because the laundry room's giant. The first time I saw it, it didn't have anything in it, no washer, no dryer, no anything. And I kind of laughed and I said, my gosh, this is a whole other room. It's great big. It's giant. You could almost put bunk beds and kids in this room. It's quite big. It's not like a little tiny laundry room. I was amazed. I said, you could put bunk beds in this or a hot tub. And so he said, this doesn't count the square footage of the house. I said, why? He said, because it's not finished off inside. There's no seat, there's no sheetrock in it. He said, it's just a cement floor and it's studs. And I said, oh, he said, so they don't count that in the square footage when they count it in square footage of the house. I said, well, that's not nice. He said, if you measure from the outside of the house, the square footage would be more, but they subtract that because it's not a finished off room. I said, well, that's awful. And he said, yeah, he said, so when you say your house is 1,395 or whatever it says it is, he said, that doesn't count. He said, if I ever put sheetrock in it and stuff, then that would count as a room. So he always said, what do you say? So I'm going to put sheetrock up and the studs aren't going to show and stuff. But he never did. He was always busy working and stuff. He was a mechanic. He wasn't a carpenter.
Right.
So he never finished that off. So when we bought it, that's the square footage the house showed. And it never changed after that. And then of course we bought a she shed to put out for the lawnmower and the shovels and the stuff. So it's got a she shed outside too. We never added a garage, which he always wanted since he was a mechanic. And he kept saying, I want a garage. I want a garage. I want a garage with a lift. He wanted a garage. And of course, by then he's in his 60s and he's like, my hands are getting so I can't work on cars. So we never really got a garage. And then he kept saying, I really want to buy a house with a garage. So we never added a garage. I mean, that would be if I was going to stay here and I was a young person, the first thing I'd do is probably add a 2 or 3 stall garage since you got an acre of land. Come on now, you got an acre of land, you can add anything you want. So, but it's got a big size she shed outside, double door she shed outside.
Okay.
So that's where all the tools and it's got. He bought big shelf since he worked at AutoZone and stuff. A couple of times they got new shelving and he bought big shelves that I would leave in it. I would not ever move them. So it's got great big shelves in the she shed, So I would never move them. And we just had the water well completely redone a month or 2 ago. Got a brand new hot water heater. Got a brand new booster pump that we just replaced when I had the water well done, which was $1,900 2 months ago. $1,900. And the brand new hot water heater 3 months ago. Just did that. And so, you know, what else can I do? I almost thought I was going to have to drill a new well. Oh my God. That would have been $15,000. But no, they said I just needed a new pump. I was $1,900. So, and that helped make my decision. I'm like, oh my God, I can't keep doing this on my little Social Security check. I can't keep doing this. And you and I both know if you own a house, you are going to keep doing this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I can't keep doing this on Social Security. I can't. And every few years, something's going to break. A new roof, do something going to happen. And I can't.
All right.
But anyway,
So my question to you is, how much do you need for this property?
as much as I can give. That's going to be my last thing I have in my life, you know. And I'm very healthy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with me at all, and I'm the healthiest person in the whole house. And that's what I got to live the rest of my life with. It's that my other grandson died at 10 of cancer, and I pulled my 401k out when he had cancer, so I have no backup.
Mm.
So this is my backup. My $200 or $300 little oil check not gonna be my backup. This what I get out of this, and I owe $119. So
Oh, geez.
whatever I get out of this, what I've got to put in the bank, and it's got to replace my car when my car wears out every 10 years, and you know, this has got to be it. So I've got to get as much as I can, and like I said, I know Zillow says $250. So I'm not that dumb. I know what it says, and it keeps going up about $200 a month. I can't believe that. Keep going up, keeping up.
Yeah, I mean, I see what that says online.
And the county I'm in, let me tell you something about our county. Our county I'm in has really, really, really rich houses, $500,000 and up, and trailer houses and nothing. That's
Right.
it.
Right.
I mean, if somebody wants to move out here to Amelia County, which is right outside of Richmond, about 20, 30 minutes away. If you want to move away from Richmond, get your kids out here to go to school where there's no drugs and no gunshots, you move out to one or two counties outside of Richmond. Okay, if you've got a choice when you move out here, you're either going to pay $500,000 around that, or you're going to live in a trailer house. One, two. And every time you look for houses for sale out here, there's probably about 20 or 30 houses, and there's not very many when you look on Zillow. There was a new house that went for sale up the street this week that I drive by every day, and I was shocked the other day because when the sale went up, sign went up, I was like, oh, I wonder what that one's going to be. You know, I figured it was going to be about $300,000. When I saw the sign and I looked it up on Zillow, $450. I was shocked. I thought, wow, $450? That little house up the street's going for $450?
You're talking about the one on Amelia Avenue?
Yes. I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I pulled it up because I knew what it went for when it sold the first time. Well, they've improved the backyard, and they've added a little fountain, and they've added some stone walkways since they bought it 2 or 3 years ago, whenever they bought it. I thought, well, yeah, it does look better. They've done some little yard work to it. But the inside, they hadn't done anything to it since they sold it the last time. But I was shocked. I was like, oh, Craig, you know, I lived here when that house was built. I know what it looked like, and I know what it sold for then.
I know. So that's part of the problem with that property. Like, there's three things that are hurting that property in comparison to yours. One, that property was built in 2007. Two, it has 2.23 acres, so it has more land. And then three, it's 1,891 square feet, so it's 400 or 500 square feet bigger than yours.
I was just shocked what it went for. You know, I mean, I was like, wow, did it go up since they, I mean, I remembered what it sold for in 2007 and what it sold for now. I couldn't believe how much it had gone up, you know.
Yeah, I wish I could use it as a comparable on some level, but it's just I can't even use like the price per square foot because of the year built. You've got another one on Otterburn that was built in 2008. I mean, I've literally been looking around your entire city.
That's the trouble. Everything out here is either brand new that somebody has just built real recently, or a few old trailer houses that are getting grandfathered in because they won't even let trailer houses come in anymore. See, and now all lots have to be 5 acres. All lots now have to be 5 acres. They're trying to keep this rural. They're trying to keep our county rural. They don't want it to grow. They're trying so hard to keep it from growing.
Right.
So they grandfathered in that all new lots for houses have to be 5 acres. So people can't afford to move out here, and they want to bring up their kids out here so they won't be, you know. So little houses like mine sell like that really fast because they're affordable for people. And, you know, so I know how fast my house is going to sell. Somebody's going to come in and put a fresh coat of paint on it and do whatever it has to be, pump the septic tank, whatever is required by law, you know, test for termites, whatever the 3 things is that has to be done to be tested. You know, I know septic has to be tested. I know it has to be tested for termites. I think that's the 2 things. And most people say, paint it resale gray or resale white, whatever, inside, whatever. And it'll sell in a week. It'll sell in a week. I guarantee you. But I don't want to split it with a real estate agent. I can do that. I can have some guy come in and say, put all your pictures away, bake some cookies, and you know, rent one of those little pods and put all your junk away and take your pets and go for a ride and have a real estate agent walk in. But I don't want to do that. I really don't want to. You know, I can do all that work, and I can hire painters to come in and, you know, $500 a room or $300 a room and paint every room resale gray or kitchen or country white and do it. So I don't want to.
I don't think I'm going to be able to be anywhere close to 250.
So what do you think?
Just looking around the area, the best comparable property that I have for your house is this property on 8601 North 5 Oaks Road. It's a little bit larger, a little bit less land. It's 1,764 square feet and less than an acre of land. And its price just got dropped to 308. So it's not even a sold property. It's a listed active. And it's been listed for a minute. So I'm loosely using it because it's been on the market for 51 days.
I don't even know where that is. What address did you say?
It's on North 5 Forks Road. It's on the other side of 360.
I have to look that
Actually,
up.
no, it's right off of 681. I'm sorry.
I don't that doesn't even ring a bell. I have to look it up.
And then there's another one on Amelia Avenue. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, that's the street I go up and down every day.
So Amelia Avenue has one on 16940. It sold for $285. So if I were to look at this as an investor, that's what I am, and I look at this and I say, okay, I can look at the pictures of this property, and I can see what it looked like when it sold for $280. That's what I would consider my after repair value. So that's what the property could be worth once I fix it up. And then I have to reverse engineer from there. What do I have to put into the house to make it worth that? I have holding costs and closing costs, and I want to make profit. And so that's what I'm saying. I mean, I also I know how important this is to you because it's basically your life savings. I'm just telling you from my business's perspective, that's what we have to look at. I'm trying to find anything in the area that could tell me higher than these values, and I can't, because when I look around, all I see is newer construction, more land, higher square foot. I was hoping that your square footage could be closer to 2,000 square feet with the basement, but it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like that square footage is included in the basement.
Built in 1970 something, 73 or whenever it was built. But this was the first house built out here, and that was, like I said, that was tri-levels are kind of hard to say about square feet.
Right. So, I mean, the other thing is it sounds. I guess my question is. And I've been trying to think about the best way to say this is like, cause you're a sweetheart and I don't want to come across as rude. I want to know if I can, I just want to know if I can help you or not.
I've also owned businesses all my life. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, are you motivated enough to sell it for a discount, or do you want to try to hold on to it for as long as possible to get as much money as possible? I guess that's kind of where, because the way I always look at it is for me to be able to be a solution for someone, the two things that I need is I need someone to be willing to be in a position that the property needs to be sold for a discount. And then I need them to be motivated enough to sell it, to be on it for a discount. Right. And so I quite frankly can't tell if you have that motivation or not.
I have the motivation, but like I said, we just started this discussion mostly since we found out about how bad his pancreas is, and I already knew I didn't want to keep going up and downstairs. We just started this discussion, and I knew I didn't think I felt it enough for me to do the work to stage it and stuff. I mean, I knew if I was 20 years younger, I would myself would paint the rooms and pack the stuff up and say, okay, I could stage it. I can call an agent or either put a for sale by owner sign up and say, okay, I can do all this work. But
Right.
at 77, I don't want to do that. And if I can come close enough to have somebody like you buy it without me having to do all that work and pay an agent and get the same price as that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely not gonna get the same price, but I mean, you could get
But the same price.
the same net.
Me not having to pay the agent and me not having to pay somebody to do the painting and all that stuff.
Right.
If I had to pay somebody to say, come touch us for the outside and paint all the inside, and me rent a storage unit to put all the personal items in while somebody walks through my house and stage it, and that month or 2 months worth of work, and then plus give what 3 or 6% or whatever it is to an agent.
Yeah, I mean, what you would be looking at is probably 6% to both agents, right? Because you're going to need to pay the buyer's agent. You don't have to, but I mean, if you really want your house to sell, you're going to pay the buyer's agent, and then your listing agent, and then you would also be covering the closing costs, as well as you would also be looking at any repairs that the new buyer comes in and says, on their inspection report, they're going to ding you for little things.
Would you fix that little crack right there? And oh yeah, that wall's pink. I don't want that wall to be pink.
Right.
Fix that. Yeah, I went through that. I've been through that. Yeah, when we sold our house 20 years ago, when we moved from Richmond to out here, we had this lady come in, and I mean every day. Oh, are you gonna leave those curtains? I like those curtains. Are you gonna fix that knob? That thing's dripping.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, one more day, I was like, I had Target curtains up that I had spent hours swagging, and had them so pretty. I mean, they were just cheap curtains that I had just taken bows and fixed them really cute. The day I moved out, I tied those bows and straightened them all up so they weren't swagged off pretty. So help me God. I left the curtains, but they weren't cute.
So let me ask you this. The most important thing to you is getting as much money in your pocket as possible, correct?
Right, without me spending money.
Without you spending money. Okay.
Right.
So
And not physically doing the work. Like I said, already, last month I already spent $1,900, and the month before $600. And I'm like, okay, now this is getting kind of like, what's next? New roof? What's next? New roof? When the hailstorm comes, and when hurricane season comes, starting June 1st, hurricane season starts?
yep.
Yeah. Okay. So what's next?
So the best solution for you in this scenario is what's called a novation. So what a novation would be is we come to an agreement on it's up to us on how we want to do it. It could either be a percentage, it could be a fixed dollar amount, it could be whatever we want, or just a fixed dollar amount for you, or a fixed profit percent for us on the backside. But we come in, preferably you move out. We come in, we paint the walls, we do all of that. Then we list the property and we sell it, and then you get paid when the property sells, and then we make whatever we agree upon for doing that work. We recoup our expenses on painting it and whatnot. That would be the way that you could get the most money with working with us, and you don't have to worry about painting and doing all of those things. That would be the way that you get the most. If you're truly motivated and you're like, I really don't even want to do that, I just want to get my money and get out, then that's where you're looking at selling for a pretty significant discount from the dollar amount that you have in your mind. I don't necessarily know that it's a significant discount overall. I just think it's based off of what you're seeing online and stuff. It would be a much lower number than that, but you would still walk away with money, just not the number that you have in your mind right now.
So like the first option, so like if you come in, let's say you're the flipper.
Yep.
Whatever you want to call it. You're the one that fixes it up and fixes whatever's wrong, and and whatever gets the most money. Let's say after you fix everything, or paint everything, and or whatever y'all think of, wow, I'm gonna go ahead and fix this so it gets more money.
Right.
And then while I'm out of it, let's say I go ahead and buy a motorhome.
Right.
I stay in the motorhome and I'm gone. It pays the mortgage payment.
That's negotiable. It could be you or it could be us. Obviously, every time you want me to do something, I want to make more money. So the least amount of work you want me to do, the less amount of profit I want to make. But if you want me to do that, well, then there's a price tag that comes along with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, if you're like, hey, I want you to make the mortgage payment. Okay.
Like we become partners in a flip.
Exactly. That's exactly what a novation is. Yes.
Right. I
So-
understand that.
So yeah, I mean, if you're like, hey, this sounds really good, but I don't want to make my mortgage payment anymore. Okay, we can work that out. But then when we talk about how much money I'm going to make on the backside, you're going to be giving me a little bit more money for that.
Like I understand that. Like we become partners in a flip.
Yep.
Like I don't have the money to doll it up to make more money as a flip. Like when you watch these programs where somebody comes in and says, hey, I can fix your house and we can flip it.
Correct.
And I can spend $20,000 and you're going to make $40,000 more because I spent $20,000.
That's what I'm looking at. What I'm looking at is I think if we come in and we can fix this up, we might be able to get somewhere in the range of 285 to 300,000.
You know, there's a repairman that came. I had a window pane fall out about a month ago. Just fell out because the caulking wasn't there.
Right.
And he goes around and repairs. He's just a handyman. He goes around. Matter of fact, I saw an ad the other day that he put a metal roof on somebody's house, and I thought, I didn't know he did that. and so I messaged him, and I said, if you fixed everything on my house, because he was so in love with my house when he was there. He thought, oh my gosh, I didn't know your house looked like that inside. Like one of those people. Your house is so homey. And I said, you saw my house the other day. If you came in and you fixed everything, you painted it and fixed everything, what did you think my house would sell for? He said $285. That's exactly what he said.
Yep.
I said, you're kidding. And he said, you know, if I had the extra money, the very first thing I would do is put all the windows in it. And he said, but windows have gotten so expensive. I said, I know. I priced them 10 years ago and I priced them now. I said, they're really expensive. And I said, 10 years ago, my husband probably could have done it himself.
It might have taken me 30 minutes, but I eventually got the ARV.
Thing I would do to a house, put new windows in it. I said, but I don't have the money to do that to make this house more modern than a 1973 house. That's the very first thing I would do to this house. And I said, because then when people come in, they would go, oh, it's got new windows. I said, because that would immediately go, oh, and it's got a new water well, you know, pump in it. And it's got a new hot water heater in it. And it's got brand new comfy gray, whatever. Because you and I know nothing. Ain't nothing.
Right.
The new windows would sell this house. Because it just excites people. Oh, it's got an acre of land. It's at the very end of the street where there's no traffic. And this street looks like it's got trees just bent over when you drive through it. You're driving through like a tunnel of trees to get to this house. It's like a little wonderland.
Right.
People just drive up into it and go, oh, your house is so pretty, you know, blah, 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 blah. But most big giant mimosa tree that shades the whole backyard, you know, blah, blah, blah. If it had new windows, it would just immediately sell out. I mean, we'd already know it sell because, like I said, there's just no houses in this price range except brand new ones or what do you call it, the ones that are, you get, what do you call it, prefab houses, not brick and mortar.
Right.
And I told him, money and I don't have the money.
But I do. So
But you do.
there you go.
But you do. And if we did that, that's a shock. If I went and just went ahead and moved out, packed and sold, just went ahead and got rid of everything that I don't want to keep the rest of my life, my kids don't want to keep, and just bought a 32-foot motorhome and said, okay, y'all have it. You and I can just get as much as you want.
So what I was thinking there is, you know, we come in, we do the work, we sell it for $285. We would obviously have to pay the contractor. I would want to get that money back once it sells. And then because we do volume, we could get the listing agent to probably sell the property on somewhat of a discount. So a little bit less agent commissions.
Law that you can negotiate now.
Yeah, but that's with the buyer's agent, and we want buyer's agents showing our property. We don't want them to be not incentivized to show our property. So we technically we don't have to pay them, but we want to pay them. They're the people that are going to sell our house. So we want them to be incentivized. And then we would just have to figure out, you know, what that number looks like profit wise for us. What I would need to look at is how much work needs to be done. How much is that going to cost? What does that investment look like? And then what kind of return do I want on investment for that? But realistically, I'm thinking if we do this, you're going to be a little bit less than what you would make if you sold it on the market for $250. But not terribly. I mean, you're probably going to be relatively close to that number. Because I'm probably going to want to walk away somewhere in the $30,000 to $40,000 range. And so if I do that, it's probably going to put the proceeds to use somewhere close to the 200, 205 range, just off the top of my head. And so if you do that, it's a little bit less than what you would make if you were to do this all yourself, but not a lot, right? I mean, you're talking about maybe $10,000, $15,000 less.
That's if it's sold for around 280, 285.
Right. Which we might be able to fix it up and get 300, and then that's a different story about what everybody's walking away with. But that's just me running numbers at like 285.
That's a really good thought. I never really even thought about doing that. I just thought you'd call me up and say, well, this is and I looked it up the Patterson houses. I'll offer you this. And I never thought about somebody calling me up and saying I might be your partner and flipping it.
Yep. I mean, realistically, we're looking at, I mean, if we were just offer you cash, I mean, it's going to be somewhere in like the 165, 170 range. That's you just getting that money and walking away. I mean, so you're talking about this is potentially a $35,000 to $45,000 difference for you.
Yeah. Well, can you call me back in like a week and let me talk to my daughter and my grandson and ask them what their opinion is and
Absolutely.
think about it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you do that, and then I will follow up with you in a week and see where you stand on that. Well, actually, is it possible for us to talk at the end of the week?
And then, just give me some time to talk to them about it, because like I said, this has just kind of come up, and you think interest rates are going to go down for the buyers?
What's that?
Do you think interest rates for the buyers are going to go down so they're more motivated?
Probably not.
Really? That's sad.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's going to go up right now a little bit, is based off of what I've been hearing, which is actually shocking. I thought because of the election, they would go down. But it looks like it's going to continue to go up. So But I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's not terribly impacting the market at this price point right now. It's really those higher price points where it becomes cost prohibitive. So
That's really sad. So hard on new first time buyers, especially.
yes, agreed. So
People with not as good credit as I have.
there you go. Well, Julie, is it possible for me to call you back on Friday afternoon around like 3:30 your time?
Sure. Call me back and we'll talk about it and see what they think. Okay.
Okay, sounds good, Julie. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Oh man, what a weird day so far. So we've got 2 creative offers made that are going to require follow-up like appointments, something I don't really do, but to be quite honest with you, they both it was necessary, right? Novation 2:30 on Friday. Okay. So where are we at so far? We've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had 7 connections. And then the 2 offers. We'll follow up with both of them this week on the lives, so you guys will see. I want to follow up with Kansas City, see if his phone's on. His phone is on. Hey man, this is RJ Bates. How you doing? I thought you were going to call me after you talked to your wife.
She wants to get a little bit more info about you, but right now I'm on the highway driving. Can I call you back in about 30 minutes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I will, because she's at home, so I'll call you back in about 30 minutes.
Okay, sounds
All
good.
right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye. I swear he said he was going to talk to his wife and call me. I didn't hear him saying I needed to call him, but that's adorable. All right. So that novation deal, I got to see if that is something I can even pull off. There's only one way. Don't say anything bad about Trangalang because we're live on YouTube.
What you doing on YouTube, man?
Well, I just spent an hour on the phone with a seller in Virginia, in Amelia Courthouse, Virginia. You familiar with that?
Yeah, it's a little out in the country. What ain't before? What you got?
So she's like 70 years old, bad health. This is like the last money that she's going to have for the rest of her life, right? This is the money she's going to live on forever. So she owes like 119 on it. She sees on Zillow, which she refers to as Xylo, as 250. The best comp that I'm seeing in the area is like 285. And so very close. Like it's the street that she drives on to go to the store. So, so what I pitched her is a novation. We come in, we do some touch. She gets out of the house. She moves out. We do touch ups, list it, and we come to an agreement on what she walks away with or what we walk away with. She's open to either one, but essentially I kind of primed it to where we come in and we can like set our profit on the deal. But I wanted to prime it both ways and talk to you on how you wanted me to negotiate that. But we can pretty much do whatever we want to do there.
Yeah, I'm game for that. Whatever's going to make sure she gets some decent money on it, and make sure that we can walk away with a decent profit as well.
I basically told her that we're going to want to get our money back plus make somewhere in the range of 30 to 40,000. That should put her somewhere in the range of like 200. Because I'm not thinking that we need to do a whole lot. Sounds like she's really taking care of the place. And it doesn't look like in the area that the place has to be like super fixed up to sell for max value there.
Let's do it. We'll split it 50-50.
All right. Sounds good. I'm talking to her again on Friday at 3:30 y'all's time. So what is the best? How do you want me to just do it where it's like, hey, what we recoup our expenses and we walk away with 40 grand? Or do you want me to set it where she gets a certain amount?
Yeah, let's set a specific number for her. I think it's easier.
Okay, then if that's the case, let me send you the address. You look at it and you tell me what you want to set that value at. I think we could set it at like 200, and then that could give us plenty of options. The only downside is that if we're able to, she got excited about the fact that if we come in and we are able to get it to 300, she wants to like be able to win on that as well.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? But she's very open to the fact that, like I told her, every time you ask me to do anything, I'm making profit on it. So she was like, well, who's going to make the mortgage payment? I said, if you want me to make the mortgage payment, I make more money. She's like, well, that's fair. She's like, okay, that sounds good. I don't know. I don't know if I want you to do that or not.
Why don't we say 50K, lock in the profit, and we'll cover our mortgage payment?
There you go. Okay. Let's do it that way then.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, bro. I'll hit you up on Friday.
Yeah, get it. Why don't you get some more VA sounds and buy it?
What'd you say?
I said, why don't you get some more VA sounds to buy your?
I'm trying to, bro. It's why. Hey, listen, you're my first dial every single time.
I appreciate you.
All right, bro. See you. So that's Mr. Chris Jefferson right there. So, all right. All I got to do now is close that deal. I mean, you heard CJ. We recoup our expenses. And all we got to do there is get the deal locked in. We will take care of the mortgage payment, and we lock it in as $50K profit for us. Sounds like a banger deal. He's willing to do it with us, 50-50 split. So listen, you guys are like, man, that's a long call. But this is I always say it, the bucket of seller that is wrong price but motivated. Those are the long calls, but those are the most common sellers that you're going to talk to. So you have to get used to dealing with that. You just have to make sure that you're actually dealing with someone. I flat out asked her, like, are you motivated to sell this? Are you motivated enough to sell this house for a discount? And eventually we got around to where we can make that offer. I will be honest with you, the location of the property, Amelia Courthouse being just southwest of Richmond, VA is the reason why I was willing to do it, because I have such a good connection and relationship with Chris Jefferson that I can place that phone call. What you guys just saw there, that's a call out of the blue. He answers, yep, let's do it. If I didn't have that relationship, probably not going to do the deal. Okay. Same thing yesterday. If I don't have the relationship with our buyer in East Tennessee, probably not going to pull the trigger off on that deal off of Investor Lift. So again, you're seeing the power of building these relationships with your end buyers across the United States, really making an impact so far here on Acquisitions Week. I love today was a grind. I mean, we're 3 hours in, but we potentially are staring at 2 deals. And we only had 7 connections. I mean, that was rough. That was rough. But we powered through and we maximized on the conversations that we had. I'm curious if I had call-ins during that lengthy conversation, because the team knows not to forward them to me if I'm on the phone. And they've got me pulled up in the office. So I'm curious if we had some callbacks there. If so, we'll hit those up later this week. Appreciate you guys. The chat was unruly today. I'll be honest with you. I don't love all the conversation I saw in the chat. I like keeping it a little bit more positive over there. There was a lot of conversation about like this PPL was no good and that PPL is no good. That's not what we're here for. Okay. What we're here for is we're talking about what is working. If something didn't work in your business, it does that. Let's talk about what is working, right? So that's all I'm saying. I love all the support that you guys have given us so far during this Acquisitions Week, the first ever Acquisitions Week. Remember, if you purchase the King Closers Blueprint, if you've ever purchased it or if you purchase it this week, there will be a special training with me and Cassie in the first week of July, 2-3 hours. We're going to go through all the formulas, break down all of the training. So if you haven't purchased that, do it now. It's like $27 or something like that. Links down below, kingclosersformula.com/KC Blueprint. Make sure you get that so you can be a part of that training in July. Appreciate you guys. Hey, there's 103 of you watching right now. Make sure you like today's video. We grinded the hell out of today, so make sure you do it. And, hey, listen, that's 2 potential banger deals. I mean, listen, as rough as today felt in 7 connections, the only reason why it felt rough is because of the connection rate. That happens. It's just a random Tuesday, guys. Who knows why they didn't answer the phone? Doesn't mean they won't answer the phone. We're going to get them eventually, but we got 2 really good potential follow-up offers, and I'm excited that you guys are going to get to see those conversations happen Thursday and Friday. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, make sure you guys tune in. Tomorrow is going to be awesome. The legendary Jerry Norton is joining us on a Closer's Cage match. I'm super excited. See you guys tomorrow, 2:22 p.m. Central. See ya.